start.
We were last week in Bais. People were a little bit shocked what we're learning. I always say that Hilchas Birchas Hanehenin people, very few people know the halachas. So, let me just repeat what he says, the Rav over here, Zayin. That, let's read it again. V'yesh cholkim. You see the second paragraph, Zayin. Yeah. This is very, very important. V'yesh cholkim al zeh. V'omrim shemavorchem amoitzi berchemuzen apazeh. That means you're talking about a bread made out of milk or juice. So the Rav says bread made out of juice and milk is called really bread. The yesh cholkim. Who disagree? And they call that's called bread. We mentioned before with drinking. The way it's made, it's very cheaply made. It's different texture, he says. It's a very soft batter. It doesn't satiate you. So he says, this is the first big chumrah that Rav says over here. Now, I know that he says that a cake made out of a regular yeast dough, like a pizza, made out of juice, yesh cholkim, and the whole you have to make a moitzi. Nothing to talk about. So, because it's a regular dough, he said, "Ele passable bekistam." What does passable bekistam mean? He pass gemira. The see mean kiss. Regular bread made like a kiss. Kiss is a pocket. The mamal is a kind of use of mina masika. You fill up the entire hole with sweets. The pocket, kamoy dvash, v'tzikir, ashkedim, v'goizem, all different nuts. All different types of fruits. So filling it up, that's really the main thing. It's not satiate.
So it has to have that factor, but it's not filling.
Right, it's not filling.
So it must not be filling.
The key is that it's put into it thing that's sweet, and it's not made to what's his name to muza to satiate.
So it's not like a wrap.
Well,
The wrap we were talking about last week.
yeah, the wrap is made to full. It's a regular bread, but we'll get in a minute. Wrap. It's a regular bread, and the whole inside is made not to fill you up. It's sweet. It's made la'anug v'tanug. It's made to how you say Adon, enjoyment, not to fill you up. Imuzen ha'isa hitufel na ha'yirui levurech halamila lebiftar isa. You listen to this. This is what I said from this halacha, and always argue with these people, that according to this halacha, everyone was asking, make a salad, you put breadcrumbs into the salad, you make a mezainis on the salad. People always give me a hard time. That's what it says in the Rav right here. It says, I have a wrap. Now this wrap is a moitzi. And I fill it up with sweets. And really, I should make a moitzi. The only reason I don't make a moitzi, because the main thing I have this wrap there is I want the filling, and the filling is sweet. It's adun and a tonic. It's not made to satiate. He says, see, remember I said last week that if the wrap is made out of corn, whatever, it's not a problem. The wrap is made out of a dough, so he says, so then it doesn't, the rule, Rabbi said, the rule is going to be mezoinis never becomes a tufel. That means if I have a mixture of things and the mezoinis just a little bit, doesn't become a tufel. So I have here a wrap. I filled it up with sweets. Really, I should only make the bracha of the sweets, whatever is filled up, eats, because that's my intention. But a mezainis, a bread cannot become a tufel, so you make a body min mezainis.
On something that would usually be
A moitzi. So if I take breadcrumbs and I put it into the salad, according to the Rav, you have to make a mezainis.
What if you take mamish bread to get breadcrumbs?
Yeah, bread. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what usually Yisrael. I mean, that's what you pass Yisrael.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that's what it is. It really is that way.
What if you had
Do you make mazonos on those breadcrumbs?
You make mezainis in the whole salad.
what
I want to make this clear. I said this once, and someone gave me a hard time afterwards. It's not here. It's not here. But I said if you put breadcrumbs into the salad, right? That's a very fancy dish. The latest shtick. So, right? And so you what bracha do you make? According to the Rav, all you make is a mezainis.
Rabbi,
As long as it's not the circle part.
What?
A crouton, would you make a mezainis on? Yeah.
Yeah, we take bread, croutons, bread, mamishtum, bread, and you put it into the salad.
okay, what if it's a chicken salad? You know, so that's
Same
like
thing.
more like a wrap because it's going to fill you up.
So then you have to wash. That's what we said last. You were here last week. Yeah, that's why I remember I said this last week.
You have to have a salad.
Right, that's why I repeated this. Last week I said this. If you have a wrap with the chicken wrap, that's what someone said here.
I'm just asking if it's a chicken salad.
Chicken salad.
Without wrap, but it's got croutons.
You have to make him maybe a moitzi.
One second, is the bread there to satisfy?
What is the bread made there for?
No, it's just for
taste.
Appearance or taste?
Its appearance is for crunch, it's not really giving you.
A taste.
Right, it's very minimal to the salad.
Well, it depends how big your croutons are. My wife has big croutons.
Part of it, but here in the salad, it's separate entities. It's not even one. It's like on a cheesecake, you have a slither of lasagna, so you say lasagna.
Listen what the Rav is saying. I know people always say this to me. This is an old argument. I always have it with Rabbanim. The Rav especially, the other person also, he's saying, imagine you have a wrap, and I fill in the wrap with chicken. What bracha do you make on the wrap? A moitzi.
Chicken, not sweet.
So if it's sweets, you make them a zaynis.
But it's all one. But it's one thing.
I'm eating it together.
Correct. And the salad is like
I'm eating it together.
not necessarily.
I can't eat the whole thing together neither over here. It's made to eat together.
One of the wrap, you're taking the lasagna with something.
Yeah, but isn't that every salad that way?
Not that kind. You have one part of it. You start with the salad. You eat the salad mostly. The 90% salad.
See, but many spots when they have the shalom, they have it on separate. But not a salad. Maybe yeah. No.
No, but I think I'm just saying, when you have a cake, even if it's mostly shehako, you have it's one.
Yeah, but that's not we're going to see there. It's not. We'll see later. That's not so true what you said. We'll see later. But your argument later we'll see in the next Perek of the Rav. That's not so simple.
Can you say if it's a big salad that's going to make you full, you have to wash? And if it's a small salad, it's a big salad.
Let's do another job anyway.
No, a chicken salad makes you full. People eat it as a meal.
Correct.
People eat it as a meal.
If a chicken salad is eaten as a meal, the way you say,
So if
you have to
if it's a
wash.
side salad, you would say make mazonos.
Yeah, I would say no, wash. On those croutons you wash.
No, if it's a side salad, you're not going to get full from it.
But chicken is made to fill you up.
I'm saying, if a chicken salad, you wash on it. If it's a side salad that you're not getting full on.
Yeah, my problem is today, let me explain to you my problem. Today, the problem is that everyone is dieting and everyone eats salads.
But they can get
Who has a restaurant? He's not here? Who's
Uzi has a restaurant.
So isn't that everyone is salad? Everyone is a diet? Look,
Especially in LA.
But not with croutons.
The rest of the world, I don't know. LA people want to be healthy.
and they eat a lot of salad, right? And with the croutons?
Hold on.
Yeah.
But if you eat the same chicken salad without croutons, one would be filled.
It doesn't make a difference. But, you eat potatoes, not in a. If you eat a kazai's bread, and then you eat potatoes and chicken, you get full, correct?
Right.
So, but you still make a mitzi on the bread, and you get and put away the bread, and then you eat the chicken and.
So I have salad with croutons, and
Theoretically speaking, croutons in a salad, let's say just in a chicken salad for sure, you should wash. Problem is, I'm not sure you have a kazayis. So what I do is, I've seen my daughters do it. My daughters eat a chicken salad. What? So I wash on another piece of bread always. That's what I do.
Right, so when do you make lasagna on chicken salad? You're going to put chicken in it?
According to me, chicken salad, when there's croutons, you have to make a moitzi.
Right, when do you make lasagna? That's my question.
When it's not a chicken salad. It's I don't know. It's the.
It's a fruit salad.
I saw one of my daughters bring home from one of these places a salad made from cheese and bread.
Well, it's vegetable, but they put in
Vegetable, cheese,
And bread. What did you say?
Why?
It's a meal, it's a suda.
Why not? Yeah.
So when do you make lasagna? I didn't really get that part yet.
When it's fruit. When it's not, yes.
When it's vegetable.
Vegetables, I'm a supik, because vegetables nowadays became a satiating thing. People eat enormous amount of vegetables in all meals. That's what he was saying here. What's his name? Uzi's name. So he was saying. I asked a guy who has the rest of my Shiurim also tell me it's today.
It's a temporary satiating. How long is satiating have to last?
But people are. This is what people eat today. I don't care. Doesn't make a difference. But that's what people eat. Yeah, today that's what people do. That's a fact.
So bread is shit.
Listen, I don't want to get personal, but your wife is not on a diet. Oh. Women, I have Kanine had 8 daughters. They're always dieting. You know what I mean? Can I eat this? I'm diet this, and I eat veg. I always see the woman dieting. It's always vegetables they eat.
So bread and chicken.
That's something else.
Or like corn dog.
I don't know what kind of bread chicken is big. But that later on, since you made it into oil and fried it, it changes the bracha. That's something else. Bread dog. What's a corn dog?
It's basically like a hot dog on a stick with thick bread. So that's corn. I'm just saying, for example, if you use no. It's flour. Yeah, corn flour. Whatever the mixture is, they make hot dogs like that also. It's to be a very thick breading on top of it.
Top of the hot dog.
On top of the hot dog, and it's deep fried.
So it depends. If it's, I don't know. I never saw it. If it's flour and how it looks like a bread, or how does it made? I don't know how it's made.
It's not. It's a snack. It's what it is.
Yeah, but how is it made? It turns into bread. It turns into what? How does it?
It's like a pastry. It's like a burekas. You know what a burekas is?
It's a pastry.
Like a burekas. Hot dog wrapped with burekas.
Oh, so that is a dough.
Yeah, it's a dough.
So that you have to make a moitzi. But the truth is, the dough is very rich dough. It's very oily dough.
Yeah, it is.
So according to the first opinion over here, Siv Zayin, you make a mezainis on it.
Because that's a meaning of possible.
Because that's possible kiss. The problem is, I watch people sit down at a small room and eat 5, 10 of them, and then they leave the chasana. You know what I mean? They're ready. So they have to wash. According to this, they eat so much. No. But get the schnitzel is different. Schnitzel is a whole different thing. No, because a schnitzel, you take the breadcrumbs and you put it into eggs, and then you fry it. It changes the whole thing. We'll have it later on. That's a whole sugya later.
What is it?
It's a mezainis. But people don't make a mezainis. That's a question. Why not? We'll get to it later.
They don't make it.
I don't know why. No, it's a $20 million question, but we'll get to it later.
If there's inflation, like a hot dog in a blanket, which is it's a puff pastry. No,
What does puff mean?
like a bureka kind of dough. It's not
No.
punished bread. It's just a cover for that schnitzel you said.
I don't know. Okay, anyways, in short, Rabbi Sai, I want to just say a very important look. A wrap that you have, this chicken wrap, you have to make a moitzi.
If it's made out of the chamisha sminim,
Yes, last week, who was saying, you weren't the other one was saying. He said, the other guy was saying that,
what's your problem?
yeah, and he said there are many made with chamesh zaminim, and there are many made, mostly it's made from the chamesh zaminim, he said. It's mostly, he said, and it's sometimes,
Many restaurants here, they advertise that it's not from chamisha sminim.
yeah, because then that's, but otherwise you have to make a moitzi. People have no idea about this. No idea.
And what about nachos? They basically take those flour tortillas and they fry them. They cut them up and fry them. No, they flour.
I don't know, what is it? I am not such a bookie. What is it?
The tortilla, the same wrap, they cut it and they make chips out of it. They deep fry it.
It tastes like corn chips, but they're flour.
All right, that we're going to see later. That's a problem. There was a dough, and you did them. There's a big machlekes later, a separate machlekes. No, that's schnitzels. We'll get to it. You can't learn everything in one leg, and we'll get to it. We're just going to get confused. That's a whole sugya later. Anyway, Bekitzer, what you learn over here, that even though the thing is so thin, if it's breaded, let's go to wrap, chicken wrap, you surely gotta wash. My only question is, because you said last week, it is surely kazayas. Yes, the bread wrap, yeah? Yeah. So, but then for sure you have to wash and bench, because you only bench on a kazayas. You have to eat the kazayas where chidis pras. I never eat this, but I've watched. Sometimes it takes a long time to eat these things.
So just to be sure, on one of these tortillas, if I decide to put in it chocolate spread, I make those.
A tortilla made. How's the tortilla made?
It's a multi.
It's what? A mitzi, yes. So if the whole thing, the milli is made it's made in a tonic, you make a mezainis.
But what if that's going to be my breakfast?
Doesn't make a difference. You bottle it, it's a kaludam, unless you create suit on it. You make, doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference.
I'm going to be full for.
But many people, last week they were asking me over here, many people eat chocolate Danish for breakfast. Remember they were asking last week? So what? They only eat one. People are, Danny was saying, he eats a Danish, one Danish, it's hard. Can I not? Only one. But come on. Yeah, but I'm saying, if that's his breakfast, it's butler that's. If you eat 2, 3, then we have a problem.
What if I had chocolate spread?
I say bread with chocolate spread is bread you're eating. Here we have the main is the filling. I really want to eat chocolate. And I want to eat, the main is the filling. And I want it to be wrapped and want to eat it this way. No, you don't get it. Let me repeat this again. No.
I'm going to get full from
No, let me repeat this again.
Tortilla wrap is very filling.
It's very filling.
The thing is, it doesn't have air, so it looks small, but it's very. It has just many
Yeah, but even if it's not so filling, the Rav is saying very clearly, even if it's not so filling, and somehow they'll make it not the way you're saying it. Let's say you're right, because it's so. Let's say it will make a difference, not so filling. If my intention is to make a meal out of, let's say chicken, that's the best mushroom, the chicken wrap. So really, if it wouldn't be chicken, it would be sweets wrap. So it's the same wrap. You remember this, the same wrap. This we filled up with chicken, and this we filled up with sweets. The sweet wrap, this same thing made of the same tortilla. This will be mezainis, and this will be a mitzi. You understand? That's what we're saying over here. So mamela, if you take pieces of bread, you put it into a salad, you have to make a mezainis. My question is maybe not mitzi, because today, that's my question. Today, so many people make the whole meal from. It's not la'adar tonic, man. I don't know why I look so different. Your wife is not on a diet.
I always when the croutons in the salad, you have to wash.
Yeah, I've made the children wash.
It only seems like people, I would eat, let's say, a salad without croutons, only if I should, let's say, diet mode. But normally, I would like to have, but I think most people would have croutons because you need some carbohydrates. And then when I ask you, really tough to wash, I'm sure you ask them together. You have to wash on croutons and salad. We ask them that together. But you just said that we don't have to wash on croutons. It's salad, yes, it's salad.
My question is salad. Salad today became. But he just said in California, it became so popular. It's extremely popular.
The idea is that if you compare,
if today, since this is it's not made on a tongue, I am machmir for myself. I rarely do it, but sometimes my daughters visit and they like to eat the salad, and after they bring me such a salad, I always wash another piece of bread. Because my suffix is on this vegetable, what it is. To me, I very strongly hold that you have to wash. Because like you have a restaurant, right? This is very, very popular to have a salad with fruit. This is people eat today. Well, the people are dieting, health-minded, much more.
I don't understand about the wrap with the chocolate.
If a guy has a wrap, same thing. except this one chicken, this one fruit, and this is full of chocolate.
Yeah.
So really, we're saying the reason you make a mazonis, because a mazonis never becomes bottled totally, because even though it's the ikr is la'iden letainik, but since there is mazonis in it,
I'm saying it's not the latinic. I'm saying it's to get full.
oh, then of course, there's nothing to talk about.
That's what we're saying. I mean, I get full on one of those wraps. No matter how I'm eating it, just because I feel like it or because I'm going to get full.
Oh, that's what he was saying. The wraps are made that way that people get fuller. So let's say have a wrap that it's not so filling.
Okay.
You're right. If you tell me that everyone gets full on the wrap because it's made that way, you know, I'm sure the wraps made blown up a little bit and not so heavy. You know, but
What
you
about
just
all the hors d'oeuvres at weddings? They're all,
They're not hot.
many of them are dough based. There are many, like, you know, little hot dog with a little bit of dough on it. You're not,
so that dough. I just said before, according to the first opinion in the Rav, that dough is that dough you make a mezonis to machloikis.
practically we make the mitzvah.
But practically, most people make a mezonis because it's a very rich dough. The Rav says you should be machmer, mususi, and he says don't eat it. Going to the Rav, washing another piece of bread, and don't eat herbs.
You haven't washed yet.
Yes, according to the Rav, mususi, he paskins, or Yerushalayim should be very, very encouraging not to do that. See, you can't tell people. I never tell people what to do because that's only a chumrah. The Rav himself says it's a chumrah. But the meaning is oilam if it's a very rich dough. But the biggest problem, what Benjamin and I noticed, you go to weddings, and I recently dafka looked, people walk around and they eat gesund, they don't plan to stay for the meal, the first dance, and out. So they ate 5 to 6, 7 of these different hors d'oeuvres. It's crazy, so that you have to wash off the bench.
How much do you not have to wash?
I mean, it's very hard. You know, I don't know how to measure those things. I'm not. But the bottom line is, I asked someone, "You got filmed? Boy, does that film me."
So what's the procedure? I realize now that I'm full. Do I actually have to wash?
Well, it doesn't depend on you. If it's 4 eggs if it's all together, at least 4 eggs. We said last week. Remember, it's 4 eggs together. You got full out of it. The Rav says you should bench.
But should I wash if I'm not going to eat any more?
No, you should wash without a bracha. If you're still going to eat. Last week we spoke about it. If you have no plan to eat anymore, there's nothing to wash. Right. So let me just again. So on the wrap, if it's
2 Danishes, you make them someone.
so it's 2 big Danishes, even for you, Daniel, it's fully. You have to wash them. Yeah.
Well, at least the old Danishes. Schwartz's makes them smaller. Okay, sure. Maybe sometimes a little smaller.
Whatever, and I'm saying it is very, very filling, those Danishes. It is true. When I was a young teenager, I was able to eat a lot. You know, I never was heavy, but I was able to eat. I mean, I was able, you know, I remember that those Danishes were extremely filling. And people eat it, not realizing you have to. You go to a bris. They go, people, you know, put that bread out and for the people around, and people take a bunch and grab it. You have to wash and bench.
So what's the bottom line rule? If it's convey Seder, you always have to wash. If it's going to fill you up, you have to wash. You're not convey Seder and it's not going to fill you up, then you.
Well, the Rav says once it's a sheet of 4 beitzim, you should be machmer. If you was out, then you should eat another gazai's bread and bench on it.
If you're eating it within a certain period.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not yet. It's true, but he says 4 beitzim is already a sufik deraisa. That's what he says.
Where does he say? He mentioned the basic are in addition to this, right? He mentioned
Together.
Right, together. So if you have like a hot dog and a blanket, then the hot dog, let's say, is 80% or whatever. You have to
Right.
factor that in.
That's what he said last week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay.
If someone's sitting down to eat 2 Danishes, and he knows he's going to eat 2 Danishes, you should go wash.
When we were young, when I used to, my father was Shulam, used to tell us how much slices are you going to eat. If you eat 1, if you eat more than 2 or 3, go wash. So when I got married, I did it for my friends, and they looked at me and I fell off the roof.
So why is that?
Because Hilchas Brochas is a big zilzal. I told you, why did the Rav make Birchas Hanehenin so often? Because it was always a zilzal. Birchas Hanehenin was a terrible zilzal. That's why he made in this Seder this way. Him and the Nesivos, for some reason, people are very, very mezalzel. This halacha, coming like we just spoke about, the wrap. Yeah, I tell people on wrap. I tell people you put bread into a salad. You have to make a moitzi on the bread wrap. They look at you. First time I told in the shul about a few years ago when I saw this wrap. I never go to the restaurant, but one of my daughters bought it, and I said, "What is this? You have to make an moitzi." She says, "No one makes a moitzi on such a thing." So I told it to people, even Tamid Chum, looked at it, it's strange. You make a moitzi on a wrap? Did you ever hear anyone say you make a moitzi on the chicken wrap?
Oh, they sell designer straps.
That's why. They say it's not from the Chamesh Hanehenin.
Okay.
Not from the Chamesh Hanehenin.
Right. So in the end result, Rabbi say, if you eat this wrap, chicken wrap or salad wrap, you have to wash and bench. And if you put crude bread things into a salad, and it's a big suffix, if it's the vegetables, you have to wash. You have to make sure you eat the kazais.
You don't have to make sure your arms are light as a crouton, do you, or no? It seems like no.
Yeah, but if you bench, if you wash.
If you have a
Yes.
Yeah.
it seems like no.
Yes, you do. We later talks about, the Rab talks about later, much later.
Most
Listen.
salads, somebody, so you can have lettuce and make a moitzi on it.
Lady says you shouldn't do it. We'll see you later.
If you know there's not a kazais of bread in the salad, you're not gonna have kazais.
So you have to make a moitzi, but you can't bench. And you can't bench. There's nothing. That's a machlokes later. If you make a bunch of fushes, the Rav says you should make a bunch of fushes. A big machlokes later. Okay. Rabbi
I'm sorry, we're having a discussion. Sushi nowadays, like sometimes they bread it and they deep fry it.
Yeah, we had it. Someone brought it in.
So according to this, if sushi's kaveh suda, you can snack on
Is it kaveh suda? I asked this
People
last
go out
one.
to eat and eat sushi.
People eat one roll of sushi.
No, one roll is not, but probably two or three.
What the guy brought, this roll 2, 3 is a meal.
No, 2 or 3 rolls. Each roll is like 6 pieces.
But people are doing suda on one tray. People do sit down and this is their meal. There's a lot of mixture.
So of course then you have to wash and bench.
But it's fried. It's fried in the box.
It's well, the lady see it's fried. It's what?
It's breaded and deep fried.
So then it's a suffix. The Rav says it's a suffix later. He says you should be very machmer. He says very clearly later, not just the Machaber says so. If it's something that was once bread and you deep fried it, he says you should be machmer.
So could you wash it? It's a suffix. If you're sitting on the roll of sushi that's in this tempura, which looks like a light batter, you have to wash.
It's a light batter.
It's very light. Yeah. It's not like a thick.
No, but it's not a thin strip around it. It actually is very thick. It's not a heavy batter, but it still has a thickness of a centimeter.
It doesn't look like bread. No, it doesn't look like bread.
It doesn't look like bread, and it's not made from a dough. It's made from a liquid.
Why isn't it a dough? Just flour and water.
It's a liquid.
Have you ever made tempura? It's not a
No,
dough.
it's not from a dough. It's from a batter.
It's a very liquid batter. So so we had a machlokes. It's a very liquid batter. But the question is, you kvei sud over here. Since you kvei sud, you have to wash and bench.
You're saying if it's a lasagna thing and you give it a suda, then
You have to wash it. This is your meal.
I mean, this is not at all surat tapas.
never had all that pasta.
It's never surat
The one he brought in 2 weeks ago.
There's two of them, one with the batter and without.
One had a Tzura Sapas, one of them. It looked like a Frank and Blank a little bit. That has a Tzura Sapas. Yeah,
Yeah, but the blanket, the Halacha blanket is much more like hot. It's moms and a real bread where they rolled you can't even touch the dough here. That's how light it is. You can't even lift it with your hand when it's raw.
yeah, but it's baked, right?
No, it's deep fried.
Oh, then it never was baked.
Never.
Oh, then it's a mazonis. Then it's a
Because I
mazonis.
need to know, I'm trying to figure out the rules. Forget all the examples. The rules are, if
That's a later. We can learn later. If something is a dough and you deep fried it, It's a mechlekes, but if it's liquid dough, the Rav says you could, paskins like you could be making. Later again, he talks about it. If you deep fry it.
So you say
He's saying about the sushi. Like, even though you create suda, since the dough is not a real dough, it's a very liquid dough, and it's deep fried, it never was baked, so then it's a mezainis.
so you're saying that it has to be baked to be considered bread?
Right, it has to be
There's a lot of
baked.
bread that you can make on a pan, like the Persian bread that they have.
That is a bread. We spoke about it because it's in a pan, dried pan. They put it in a pan. But let's see later. We'll see it again. He talks about that. Rav talks about it again. L'chein. So he says, "Die." Unless you eat a kvi suda, shows a seed. Issa here ikar shesay lev. Ein b'chal ze issa. Listen to the Rav. Hamemulel b'shimshimim. She'oisem bepurim b'medinas irish and ikar shesay le'adam etanik ele lemuzen il hasbiyah. So the Rav says, Homentashen, you have to wash and bench.
From the little things? That was in Russia, that was all the food they had.
But the truth is that the only reason maybe there's an argument if you make the dough very, 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 but you don't make the dough very, it's made the dough which mixed in with very sweets. So then you have the other opinion that since the dough is no water, it's juice and eggs, then you can make a mezainis.
If you're not kaveh suda.
If you're not kaveh suda.
He's saying Hamantash with kaveh suda.
No, you don't have to be kaveh suda.
If you have 8 kazaysim.
You don't have to be kaveh suda, Hamantash.
If you have 4 kaveh.
No. He says, this Rav is quoted, the Bir Halacha quotes it, that a pizza, a tiny pizza, even though you're not kaveh suda, I want to eat a tiny pizza, and I'm not kaveh suda, you have to wash and bench. This is what he says over here. Because a pizza is never made le'anin etanik. It's made to say, no one sits down after a meal, I want a nash pizza.
So how is this humatash different than a pasta baba kisman then?
Well, it is. It is what he said. He's trying to explain the humatash is made not because you want to just eat sweets. It's made to fill yourself up. It's a snack when you're hungry. You don't.
No, now it's a not.
So now, today they make the dough very, very rich dough. Today, that's the only difference. The dough of a humatash, it's made of a lot of oil, a lot of eggs, but not all. I got plenty of humatash that I tasted in years. It was a real dough. It wasn't so sweet. I've seen humatash.
I saw in New York, the Hamish bakeries, they make it into like a challah.
I'm talking about even what I got to Shachmanis. You know, but I know I'm saying. But I've seen homatash, but people make homemade that it was like bread. It was bread. It was almost like bread.
Like a yeast dough.
It's like a yeast dough.
Like that is,
you have to. It's like you have to wash in bread. I mean, it's not made out of of sweets. So if it's made out of the dough itself is made out of sweets, and there's machlokes. So the kids, I just want to say this Seder Rab is quoted the Bir Halacha and all the Achronim afterwards that says on pizza you must wash.
regardless of whether it's made with apple juice.
Yes, God made it with apple juice
We have pineapple sauce on that. I've seen that.
on a pizza.
Yeah.
Stop, but it's made. The main thing a pizza is made not for time. It's not for nash. No one goes to the pizza shop when he's full.
No, the only question is something like the 26th, they have like a dessert pizza.
I don't know. Remember someone mentioned last week. I have no idea. I have to see it.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
It's a pizza dough, but instead of putting sauce and cheese on it, they're putting like
That's like a Danish.
caramel sauce and
That's a Danish.
chocolate sauce and stuff like that. Disney might have one on his menu soon.
Okay, so let's move on. Mad for the mamirim. Mad for the mamirim. Keshamili he mamirim mesika. The boy said amina peres on the chulam leiden in the tiny. You put it in. You filled it up with sweets. It's not made to satiate. It's something that normally no one puts in to eat with bread. The milli is meat or fish, or cheese, or gvinner. Shemina liften. You fill it up with any of these things, which is liften means, how you say liften in English? No, liften not. That means you eat it with, it's like cheese and bread. You don't eat an apple with bread. It's cheese and bread, and chicken with bread, and I say in English. Shamasbian, or filamini rukish, she'emasbian. It does not satiate. Imalafta member pass, but people always eat it with bread. Let's say potatoes. No one eats bread with potatoes, but he put into this filling, into this wrap, he put in potatoes. So again, it all depends what you filled it in with. A knish, right? The only question the knish is how the dough was made. So my wife makes the knish. The dough is made. It's very, very rich, and there's almost no water. It's eggs and oil, and it all depends how you make the knish. He wants the liften. Oi. A shad vunem bu machsid of euch papter is tvele la lefe shad vunem shvure gemoitzi a shad vunem machsid euch papter is tvele liftem shad vunem shvure gemoitzi ber gemusem kezais. So it's just like you sit down at a meal. The boy say eat a kezais, bread, and the rest you eat everything without a brocha. The same thing as this. So you fill, according to the Rav, there's no question. Pizza, a wrap, there's meat wrap. Vegetable wrap, you have to wash, you have to make a mitzi, and you have to bench of yedi kazais.
What about there's a new pizza shop in town? They have something called a cheese stick. And it's basically like a dough that's twisted with cheese inside. That's
Sure, it's real dough. It's real dough.
It is real dough, but it's definitely not made. No one's conveying sugar on a cheese stick.
Well,
It's
you
like,
got cheese, why not?
you could, but it's not meant there. It's meant as a notch. You know how like when you go to when you go to Jeff, they have like the sticks, like as a notch. I think it's there as a notch.
The garlic sticks is a better example. It's smaller.
Garlic?
That's 100% bread, so you can't do that.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The essence, it's bread, but it's meant.
It's mamish bread.
Mamish bread. It's not.
The dough with cheese that's twisted and baked.
You dip it in sauce. You just mash with it.
put
It's
in
not,
vegetables
no way you're gonna make a meal on this.
But it's a regular bread.
Why isn't it like a sandwich?
So
Pizza dough, that's what it is. It's
Yes,
pizza dough.
and you dip it in cheese. And you wrap it with cheese.
You dip it in sauce, in like marinara sauce or ranch or.
But it's a regular bread.
Like a stick.
Regular bread, but it's covered with garlic and butter and stuff like that.
It's like it's like a very doughy pretzel.
So you have to wash and bench.
Even for a snack.
You must
But
snack.
if you have like a tiny bit of a sandwich for a snack, that's a mitzi, right?
Right.
And one bite of tuna sandwich is a mitzi.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Right.
We read today in the Hayunion, not everything that is kosher we have to eat.
So this is delicious. This is delicious.
Excuse me, if it's sold like basil and berry, then it's a mitzvah to eat it.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
No, I was saying, so that, you can throw all this out by thinking, if it's bread, even if it's a crumb,
Yeah,
it's a mitzi.
about it.
Yeah, but cookish cake is bread also.
No,
Yeah, we
it's
say
no longer
it's
bread.
Israelis meal.
The Indian halacha, look what the Rav says. Indian halacha be'issa sheneloishi b'chulav ikiyoytze b'bishar mashkin. I made paytas. So you made a dough made out of strictly juice. Chitz mamayin min adin yesh lismach ala suda shoyne de besochel achamechel. The mekel that you can make a mezainis. Without kviyas suda. We're talking about eating one piece of dough made out of juice. The dough is made out of sweets. No water. You should minadin. You can be soymich on the kula. Ach kol bal nefesh yachmel atzma shalecha b'lo intidesidayim v'moitza alechem achar tchila. Here the Rav says a Yerushalayim should not eat kokosh cake.
Without washing before.
But washing before. That's the whole reason we eat it, because we're lazy to wash. That's the only reason.
What's bal nefesh?
Bal nefesh. Well, if you, always everyone asks me, because the Mishnah says a bal nefesh should not use the Erev. So I says, I don't know why the shepherd, everyone became a bal nefesh by the Erev. You know what bal nefesh means? He makes tikni chatzos, and he davens v'yagid, and all of a sudden it comes to. Okay, Anyway, so he says a bal nefesh should be machmer. The Bais says a bal nefesh should be machmer and not. And he says you should be machmer. You can't impose chumas, but he does say a bal nefesh should be machmer, not to eat kakash. These chocolate buns, whatever. It's pure honey is local. In a kemech mat, but vash hiarov, the ikele idem taning, or mesikim in hagen in ilish koine leker. See, this is the Rav. This Rav is a Bach, and Among Avram. The Bach Among Avram say, if the main thing is not the flour, it's like the rich cakes your wife does, the really rich cakes, then of course you can eat that and make no machlekes. It means that it's very little of it is the flour. That everyone agrees that it's in the tanig, you can make a mezonis, and there's no machlekes. The question is when it's the mixture. That's what he says. So bekitze, on the rich cake is not a machlekes, but the dough, a cake that's made with a dough, and it's just because you put in water, you put in other liquids, the Rav says a bal nefesh should be machmer.
Even if it fills you up.
Even fills you up. Wait even. What does it mean?
You have a big piece of cake. You have a big piece of cake.
Big piece of cake. You eat a lot of these sweet cake, and you're gonna be
like cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns. It's really bread.
Cinnamon buns is bread.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not talking about.
Even if you have a little piece of cinnamon bun, you officially have to wash it.
Yes, cinnamon bun is I don't know how it's made.
It's made with lots of butter.
It's made like a challah.
It should be made with lots of butter. It's not like a challah.
And a lot of butter.
But there's no water.
No, you make a dough, a regular yeast dough, then you coat it in butter and cinnamon and sugar, and you roll it up. You put it in a thing.
That is a regular. That you should.
Is there water? The chocolate Danish is the same thing.
Same thing. So that you have to chocolate Danish. I was told that the dough itself is they put in eggs instead of water. I was told.
Always water. I'm sure there's some water.
Some water.
But you watch that here, there's no water.
Does it matter how much water it is?
Well, the Rav, if the Rav is eggs, the Rav is not water, then you go b'sarev. So again, it's such a thing, if it's made out of a cinnamon bun, if it's a majority is not water, majority is oil, then you can make a mezonis. Only a bal nefesh. Not eat it. Bal nefesh, but if you're not a bal nefesh, is the majority of is it not, what's his name? The Rav is not.
People that are not using the Eruv also shouldn't be eating cinnamon buns without washing.
Not even cinnamon buns.
People that use the Eruv love basket should eat it.
Chocolate Danish, which is majority bread. If you take apart the ingredients, majority of the ingredients is bread.
Yeah, but majority, I asked many years ago my wife, and my mother's designs, and they told me the karkash cake, the Hungarian karkash, it's mostly other liquids besides water.
It's much heavier than the other. If you have regular chocolate Danish, it's not nearly as heavy as
like a babka. A babka is probably mostly dough.
No. So,
Many more pages, and he never dreamt it would make so many foods.
yeah, anyway, so if again, it depends. If the Rav is not, the Rav is water.
If you look at in the finished product, what's not the dough?
The dough. We look at the dough.
What is made in the dough?
In the dough. So in the dough, the majority was not water, then it's a mezonis. But if the majority was what's his name, then you're in trouble.
If you made a seed of bread, have this stuff for dessert.
And he says in a minute, he's going to Mamish explain it in a minute. So I'll see it. Now, a few weeks ago, many of you argued, and I told you there's no such a thing that the Rav should say. I heard this from not just Lubavitch, non-Lubavitch too. That people have this mistake that you don't make a bracha on dessert. You ever heard this?
No.
Yeah, but you eat dessert, you make a bracha?
Of course.
Okay.
You make mezonis.
So zug the man. So you make a mezonis or not? You make it. At the end of the meal, your wife. So kol min elach min ili. So the Rav says sheberchosan beide min mezonis. Oh, but we just mentioned in bu ala shilchem betoch hasuda shloi machmas hasuda. The Haina shloi le'echel shemuz and lasbia ele idem v'tainik bavad. I mean, the same cakes and cookies, It depends why you bring it to the table. If you bring it to the table not namuzan lesbian, not to satiate you, just to have sweets at the end of the meal, to make it somehow makes is a neftuno bechamoitzi shalapas ulich boirei minamazoinos. You hear about sign?
Cookies, for example.
Yeah, let's say if you eat the cookies, you want to satiate yourself. If you eat the cookies because you want to be Kniya Chasuda, the Rav says you have to make a mezainis. He says, "Avaloi lachreya me'em gimel fisheneftun bechzamuzan chitz mepas shenoilish bechulav ikyotzebei that one shemur chalein boidim in mezainis betach Chasuda oy besoife bechol inim achashesh amen sheberchus amoitzi kelech and gumar beberch amoitzi suberchulke." That the Rav says, you hear? The Rav says on a kokish cake and a yeast. But I said is a machlokes, anyways a huge machlokes. That means that there's one opinion holds that if you make a cake, a yeast cake, with only sweets, you still the woman shit the holding maitzi, so don't make a bracha on kokish cake in the middle of the meal. But if it's any other cookies, sweets, cake,
Middle of the meal means at the end of the meal.
an end of the meal. So if you eat it, many people have this. End of the meal, bring some cookies and sweets. So according to the Rav, you have to make a mezainis.
Does anyone disagree with that?
Yeah, no, the Bir Halacha seems to disagree with this.
On
And not on the dessert, on the Nekuda the mezainis, he has a big chiddush.
In some parties they don't do mezainis.
Right.
Bir Halacha says has a big suffix you should make a mezainis, but the Rav does paskin to some from this thing. The Bir Halacha is mesupik, and he holds you should avoid it, and he has another big chiddush.
You can have mezainis for dessert, but don't have certain types of mezainis.
What's the problem?
Right, according to the Rav, if you have a cookie, you make the mezainis.
What was the cake that you said you don't make?
On a cake that it's made strictly with juice, and we said it's a mezainis. Let's say you have a dough, the whole dough is made with juice.
If you have a certain amount, you said. You said your father would ask you how much you're going to have.
So not mezainis, a moitzi.
I mean, let's see, sorry.
So we're in the middle of the meal now.
Yeah.
So since there is a day that holds any time you have to make a moitzi on such a thing, so middle of the meal, even though you're eating in the time, don't make a mezainis because you made a moitzi already.
In the middle, not at the end.
I know you don't get this. This bread, this let's call it cottage cake. This cake which is made strict without water, made with eggs and juice. There's an opinion that holds you make a moitzi. Make a moitzi. The Rav says make it a with a paskin, but is it? He says bal nefesh. So in a meal, if you eat such a cake, even though you're eating for dessert, but since there is an opinion that says you make on a moitzi, so we yoitz on the moitzi that you made on the bread at the beginning of the meal. So you don't make a bracha on that. Because there is an opinion that holds anyways. But if it's not that, it's any other cakes, cookies, if you eat at the end of the meal, you have to make a mezainis. I'm glad to hear Chabad does it. I have asked this a lot of people. And a cookie, make a mezainis. Yes, great.
What if you have a moitzi dessert?
We just learned this.
You don't make. You don't make moitzi. You don't make because you don't make a bracha. Don't make a bracha.
We said even a Sabbath moitzi we don't make it. So for sure, if it's a real moitzi.
Why does Zionis would you make it? Why does Zionis you make a bracha? Because it's not part of the meal. It's how moitzi is.
Okay, let's learn the next line. The way side.
Rob, there is some subjectivity here, yeah?
Yes, that's for sure.
But in general, didn't we learn last week the principle that if you're eating two things that are completely separate, even if it's the same, under the same bracha, you make two, meaning if I eat a mezainis, and then I think I'm done, and then I decide, hey, a little while later I want to have another cookie, and I never intended to do it, I have to make a new bracha of mezainis, right? So why wouldn't we say by dessert?
By meal,
it's not part of
by
the
meal, it's a whole different thing. A meal, we have a mind, we later learn, it's a whole different concept. You wash, you think whatever they're going to bring, whatever.
I remember something, I'm trying to with my brother, the whole thing, the age you make after Hamoitzi.
The age, and you speak up.
Rosh Hashanah, you make that age after Hamoitzi. So you have in mind the age after the meal. You make the birthday eggs on the after. So that you have in mind dessert eggs.
Well, if you eat it in a meal, if you eat it, if you
Make
eat,
the birthday eggs and then you make the
Then dessert.
yeah, the reason I explained this, you were here, I explained that the eights that you eat in Rosh Hashanah, so someone asked me over here, so if you eat the kazais, why don't you make a bite in the fushes? No. If you eat fruit in the beginning of the meal, and it's not made lemuzin in the it's strictly made. Right. Someone asked me over here, and I looked when and in shul, and I know that I looked in the Kitzurim. You know, it's, in the new Svarim today, Baruch Hashem, we're blessed with a lot of Likitim. And they all quote from many, many Mayarus, if you eat a gazais of the thing, you have to make a bite in the fushes.
Even after you wash.
Even after you wash.
But you go to a wedding, you wash, you have your fruit cup, and you know what? Late at the end of the wedding, there's going to be sweets.
So then that's okay. Oh, but not after benching. He's asking.
No, before benching.
That's for sure it's okay. That's okay.
So then you want to take another
I thought you meaning after the benching.
But the hadam on the carcass is good for the thing after you washed also.
I'm not, and you were mafsik with washing. Here you had this in the middle
Yeah,
of that.
that's okay.
Would after Birchas Hanehenin be bracha shnetzivah if you had already in the beginning?
Yeah, it's a bracha levator, not bracha shensicha. To make another eitz is a bracha.
If you said Birchas Hanehenin already. You know that after Birchas Hanehenin you're going to have again fruits. If you said fruits at the beginning of the meal are eggs.
Yeah, because if you ate the beginning of meal, you have to make a bite in the fushes for that.
When?
If you ate the beginning of the, I explained last week. If you sit down at a wedding, I went a few weeks ago to a wedding, and they gave a beginning of meal fruit, and then we waited who knows how long till the chos and kala came in, and that fruit is not made to give you appetite. I know by myself and asked a lot of people who tuned in. Fruit, sweets takes your appetite away. Ask a restaurant. You don't serve fruit. You want to make business, don't give fruit. If it's catered anyways, they're paying for the food anyways. Who cares what you give? But if you want,
You should eat less.
but the bottom line, it's true. I asked, many years ago, I asked an expert, and he told me the reason if you eat sour things or schnapps, it irritates the stomach lining and it makes you have an appetite. Fruit kills your appetite. It's a fact. So Mamela, I said, if you ate fruit, you ate a kazayis, benching has nothing to do. You have to make a bite in fushes afterwards.
If you know there's going to be a big gap between.
Even without knowing the gap. That fruit has nothing to do with the meal. Nothing to do with the meal.
With the dessert, why
Dessert is to wash away the meal. We eat sweets after the meal because we ate a heavy meal to wash away the meal. But the beginning of the meal has nothing to do with anything.
wash away, and that's what Birchas Hanehenin is.
Right. Right.
You saw on Perek what I was talking about? Perek Bais.
Yeah, I saw this. I want to add another thing. It says over here, if you eat in the middle of the meal, if you eat a tainik, listen to me, I take this bread, this mezainis, and it depends why you're eating it. Eating it in the tainik, you make a bracha. But if to fulfill you up, you're still hungry, you don't make a bracha. Remember? So it depends why you eating this thing. But that's what he says, the Rav. So you know what? We have in our shul in Michigas, they serve potato chips at shalashudas. We eat shalashudas. So they serve. Yeah, we eat shalashudas. Gewaldig. So they eat. I always tell the Babachi people, eat shalashudas. It's going to become wealthy. That's a Gemara, not a hocus pocus. When it says in Anagas Shabbos, Rashi says, what is Manik the Shabbos? Eat shalashudas. So tell you it's harder, you're going to become wealthy. That works, that always works. I'm going to say.
People eat shalashudas, they're not that wealthy, so I don't know.
So but I want to say, no, so he says over here, potato chips. So my question always potato chip, do you make a bracha or not? Nothing to do with the meal. So I say, if I tell myself, if I eat the potato chips because I'm still hungry, I don't make a bracha. But if I'm not hungry, I make a bracha. It has nothing to do. Potato chips is like this bread over here. Sometimes if it's made, it's like the cookies. If it's le'idel letainik, you make a bracha. But it's not le'idel letainik, you don't make a bracha. Potato chips is exact same category.
It's fruit that we're talking about.
No, we're talking about, the Rav is talking about, if in the middle of a meal, the middle of the meal, they're serving this cake. So and the Rav says, it's a machaber. So what, are you hungry and you eating this? Or you're not hungry? If the same cookie, it's Daniel who's eating it, maybe he doesn't have to make him say this. I don't have such a big appetite, and if I'm going to eat it, it's eating a tiny, I make him say this. It depends what, like he says, subjective. It depends why you're eating it.
As a dessert.
If it's not part of your meal.
Well, getting back to what lady said, if you.
So one second. So I want to say the same thing as with the pickles. I asked this to the Moshe when I was very young. I said the shliach, and I said this, and we asked him this question, and it's klor halacha. Then I was young and I didn't have the guts, but I remember send the shliach to ask the Moshe. No one does it. You eat pickles at a meal. Go to a wedding and you wash and you nibble on pickles. No one makes a bracha. The pickle by priyadoma. After you wash, you sit. I looked at this wedding I was just now, and there was all types of shah yerukas on the table. There was who knows what, I don't know what it was. What's it called? You know, I'm talking all these fancy things. No one makes a bracha. I asked the Rabbanim, you ate, you make a bracha? How come you don't make a bracha?
After you wash it,
So if you eat this, you're eating it just not to satiate yourself. It's nothing to do. It's not filling. You just eat in the tiny.
That's like saying any dessert that you want to eat is not to satiate.
If you eat pickles, right? So if you eat pickles together with the chicken, many people like to eat chicken and they eat pickles with it. It gets washes and it gives a taste. But if you're sitting there gnashing on pickles,
It's separated. It means it's considered several courses. You start off with the fruits, then you have the pickles, then you have then you have soup. You might have them split up. They're part of the entire meal. They have all these on the table. They're set up.
6 course meal.
No. They didn't have it that way.
No,
They have in the middle.
They have it in the middle of the table.
So it's just a nash and nibble. But why are you eating this? Your Shabbos table. You like pickles? Sure. So normally most people eat pickles with the meat, right? Now you're sitting there, you're schmoozing, and you're just bored, and you take a pickle and put it into your mouth. What was that all about? What do you mean? Just you're not l'soiva. Nothing to do with the meal. The pickle's not part of a meal.
I think we're getting
Once you're sitting down at a table, it's a meal.
No. We just said, listen, no, that's the first mistake that everyone has. This mistake, everyone thinks, I washed, I'm a meal, I'm covered.
I think we're thinking about the different points where you eat it. I agree. I understand the point that you're saying, I had my whole meal.
Even if you go to the deli, you get your sandwich and your pickle.
But that's part of the meal.
Right, that's part of the meal. But because you eat the meat together with the pickle. But if just like the cake over here, if I'm eating the cake, le'udin in letainik, what bracha do I make? A mezainis. So if I'm eating the pickle, le'idin in letainik, when I sit at a meal at the wedding, I want to eat the pickle. It's not going to fill me up. Pickles not eating with the bread. Not eating with the bread.
You're having bread.
I ate already my bread, and we're shmeezed, and we're waiting, and we're bored, and this guy's learning chitas, this guy's doing this and that, and you take a pickle and you put it in your mouth. You ever went to the wedding, how boring it is? And so you guys, sorry. You take a pickle, and you take a pickle. What is that pickle you took into your mouth? It's not made to satiate you.
You're not eating it as a meal.
You're not eating a meal? Of course not.
It's a cost-efficient way to keep guests eating.
I'm just saying, forget what they think. I'm just you. It's you. Why your intention is to what's the name is?
Sephardic and Persian weddings have a spread of all sorts of nuts and
I don't know how it works. But
Let's talk about these pickles.
let's first focus. Yes. I don't know how it works.
You have a table of fruits, you have a table of cakes, you have during the meal. During the meal.
So it needs a bracha. If it depends why you're eating it, depends why you're eating the cake.
It's not part of the meal.
It's not.
You're getting a meal.
Yeah.
You're getting a meal and it's sitting there.
So if you're eating it now to fill you up, there's a cake there to fill you. Don't make a bracha. But if the cake is not made to fill you up, you're eating it strictly le'idin or tiny. Even cake, that's the chid. It's not the Rav. This is a machaber. Even cake, which normally fills you up, says the machaber, and the Rav Paskins that way. I'm eating it le'idin or tiny. I make a mazonis.
So, according to this, if you go to a restaurant, forget a pasta, it's easier for the restaurant, you're ordering it, adapted for your meal. You order any appetizer, you have to make a separate.
The appetizer is made for what? If it makes you to give an appetite, see the word appetizer is to give you.
But not
It does work.
It's part of the meal. It's part of the meal. If someone's getting an appetizer, it's because it's delicious and it's yummy food. It's not necessarily.
If he doesn't eat it to give it,
for the entree.
then you have to make a bracha.
Because it makes so your hamaitzi only counts for your main.
Right?
entree.
Exactly.
That's every.
Yes, this says in Shiurim.
Yeah, they're thinking the beginning of the meal, the end of the meal.
Doesn't matter. Look what we're talking. That's what it says.
What about soup? You have soup before you
Soup is like chicken. Soup is made to fill you up.
You order some egg rolls or something.
Yeah,
You make a latest on your egg rolls after.
What's egg rolls?
Egg rolls are a fried dough with vegetables or meat or something like that inside. Something like this.
That's made to fill you up.
No, it's
No,
it's
no, it's
an
not.
appetizer.
It's this big.
It's an
You're
appetizer.
getting two
It's
little
tiny.
pieces, so you should not be full. You're supposed to have your main course. That's the case. People order appetizers and leave.
But it's all part of the meal. I don't understand. It's all filling
That's
you
what I'm
up.
saying.
It's a Seder.
If it's made to fill you up, that's what I'm saying. I never.
I was giving a good example. People order appetizers and then they get so full they can't eat the main course.
Rabbi Tauber is giving a great example of the pickles by a wedding. That's a good example.
I see. It's very hard. It's very hard.
Appetizer in a restaurant is made for you
To fill you up, that's different.
And people go eat, by the way, people go to restaurants and they only order appetizers, they don't order main course.
Not as a
An
meal.
appetizer is not made not to fill
But
you
not as a
up.
meal.
That's what Rabbi Tauber's example is a good example. Let's go back to the pickles.
The pickles is the. I don't see. I
Pickle is a whole different
It's a great example.
Nobody orders in a restaurant. People order egg rolls to eat them. Nobody orders a pickle.
So again, I want to just tell you, a pickle in the middle of the meal, if you're just sitting there and bored and you're nashing, you have to make.
When I get a deli sandwich, I like my pickle.
That's eating together with the meat and the deli sandwich. But that's when you don't make a bracha. It's a tough to that. But if I eat a pickle, which is middle of the meal, just the tiny, you make a bay priadoma. Just like we just said over here. Just like over here, we said by the different types of breads. Just like different type of breads, we said it depends what bracha you make. The same thing we were saying.
The same thing would be for shako.
What do you say?
Shako would be the same way.
Same way. If you eat something, a shahakal, which fills you up, really fill. So what? Give me a moshel.
Your stomach sitting,
So we later learn that Rav says. You should know that the Rav says, we're going to later learn about it, the whole thing, there's a Stirish Shiurim in the Seder and the Luach. The Rav says, a mashke, if you eat min a meal, a mashke, you have to make a shahakal niyabit v'roi. If the chaim is made just, and there's a stira, I will see, get it later. There's maybe a different halacha because it's liquid, the whole chiddush. But in the Shulchan Aruch, and in either the Luach, I forgot which one, he says clearly, if I drink el mashke, not to wash away the fish, not to because I'm thirsty, because I want to say the chaim, you have to make a shaka.
Likewise with nuts and like peanuts.
Peanuts for sure you have to make a bracha. So I gave a motion with potato chips. So Shalashur the Bais, so I gave it. So I very often have no appetite in the winter to eat. So then the potato chips, if I eat, I make a bracha. But this Shabbos, the first time I moved the clock, I was a little hungry, and the potato chips filled me. I did not make a bracha.
So what do you, after those pickles, do you say you're burning them for shows then?
No, because it's part of the meal.
Oh, I see.
It's part of the meal. Since it's it's the idl and the tiny, it's part of it. The Rav says if you eat this bread, this cookie, the idl and the tiny, you don't make a bracha achrein. It's part of the meal.
But if you just stop tasting, then you'd have to make the burden cautious and then you bench.
Yeah, that's the problem. Just tasting, yes. Yeah.
You once said by a different shir that you were by the kiddush by your shul. You had in mind to eat it and you said, I'm going to stop eating things, the cookies, then you started eating another cookie, you had to make another burden as well. I already said that.
Well, in a meal is not so simple.
Not in the meal, I'm talking about by a kiddush.
Yes, I said last week. Yes.
You decided you're not eating anymore, then you
Yes,
decided to eat
you have to make a bracha. Not I said that.
You didn't make alimony.
Even though you don't make that. Hesech Hadas, you have to make a new bracha. We later in a whole Perek about it. The Rav has a whole Perek of Hesech Hadas. But worse, I tell this to, if you have daughters, I have blessed with a lot of daughters. So they always only going to eat one cookie.
That's right.
One cookie. This played him one of my guests. There was a young girl, a 16-year-old girl. She says, "I'm only eating one piece of chocolate." So after you ask the chocolate, says, "No." She's going, "One more." It says, "No bracha." Because that everyone is made. There's nothing to do with the Kil Alma made, the entire Hilchos Brachos. If I only want to eat one piece of chocolate, this happens all the time to people.
Can I ask, Benny mentioned something about meals that I relate to, is that we have a certain Seder, especially about Shabbos. So we have the fish part that comes out. My wife often has different salads, olives or this or that or whatever, and we take time to have our fish meal. If people have finished having their fish portion, and we're just eating, we have to make bracha.
Depends what you're eating.
Salads.
Salads today, I said before, became part of the meal.
Okay, so at a wedding,
But the pickles are not part of the meal. See, a salad today, that's what I began in the beginning of the whole shiur. Today, the wrap salad, whatever it's called, people today, a big part of the meal, right? Who's a big part of the meal is vegetables. Today became a kviyah. Some people are health-minded and diet-minded, they eat it. But if a pickle, or at the wedding, there was olives there. That olive is just to sit and nash.
Olives at my table on Shabbos.
Yeah, plain olives. So why do you eat the olives? Just to have a...
Just because it's part of my meal.
I don't think it make a difference. You may have to make a bay pre-weights.
But it's part of the fish course.
So it's the same as the Zionist over here.
But you're filling it with the sort of meat, a lot of dips. You have this dip and that dip.
Yeah, but you dip the meat into it. You dip.
No, you're not dipping meat into it. You're filling on your plate. You're putting some like challah, some you're eating plain, some.
Yeah.
It's a whole mixture. It's very confusing because it's part of your suda, but you're not eating.
I don't know the bit. Let's just talk about the olive. You're eating an olive.
Eat an olive by itself, or maybe on the bread.
But eat an olive by itself. Why would you eat an olive mill the meat by yourself?
Because it's there.
That's exactly. Eat in the tiny. I can't imagine to eat.
I think you confused it. Not Rabbi. The pickle. If you take that pickle and put it on your plate and eat what you eat, it's okay. So I think you would agree, Rabbi Tauber, that if you took olive from the dish and put it on your fish plate and ate it together with the fish,
Yeah, you don't make a bracha that.
You're talking about, Rabbi Tauber, I think he's talking about, you're ready to finish, you're eating your meal, and you take your hand, you go to the olive plate, you take out an olive and put it in your mouth.
Pop an olive.
Pop an olive.
You have to make that. You have to make a bracha.
But not putting the olive on your plate and eating it with other stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Leave a little fish on your plate. When you do that, you're not thinking.
Yeah, I'm not thinking.
So that's why you don't make the bracha. You're not even
Right.
thinking about it.
But this is so clear. There's nothing to disagree. I mean, this is so clear. I mean,
Getting back to the pickles. If you're eating that pickle, you have to make a better piyadam on it. But if you know that after the meal they're serving you the dessert some vegetables, and you know that you're going to have vegetables for dessert, you can have in mind those vegetables with your hadam on the pickle, and then not have to make another hadam for dessert.
no,
No?
no. After
That's the
benching,
lady asked before.
after benching by the Seder,
Yeah.
do you make a bay piyagufan again?
Yes.
You drank. You knew when you can drink a bay piyagufan. Why do you make another bay piyagufan?
It's after benching.
Benching cuts everything off.
So you're right. No, so I'm saying before benching.
Yeah, before benching you don't have to make a bracha.
You would not have
No.
to.
As long as you got it in mind.
Right.
So the idea of dessert requiring a separate bracha,
It's only because you didn't make a bracha before.
separate,
That's it.
So if part of my meal, not thinking about the dessert, I happen to make ate some on my Allah on some food over it, then I don't have to make a bracha for dessert.
No. Once you made it. But the question is, you have to have a mind. That's a big machlokes. You have to have a mind. We're ready to learn about this. Okay, we'll stop over here to my side.
The reason why we make the bracha on the second cup on Pesach is because we just had in mind for the first cup.
No.